Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Property Investor Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Landfear, and you'll notice that these are a different series of the podcast called the Inner Circle All Stars. These are fabulous human beings who I've had the pleasure of working with during the course of this year, and I have a fabulous human being for you right now. This is Neil. Say hello, Neil. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Now then, introduce yourself, Neil. Tell people who you are and what business you're in.
Okay, I'm Neil Dawkin. I run or own Property Elevate, which basically does three main things, which is we source buy-to-lets, HMOs, or freehold blocks for clients,
Mhm.
and that's kind of like a bit more of a bespoke um, turnkey. So from identifying, securing, taking it through, getting the keys, delivering any works, handing it over to a letting agent or whatever they want to do with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of like one of the main things. And then we also then do off-market packaging, which is something that I've done more of the last year, which again, same kind of properties. We've also done like an office block for development. And we essentially, people that want to sell their property, no hassle, we'll then review that, de-risk it, work out what's an agreeable price, and then take that to our investor club. And again, we can then deliver that, or depending on what that person wants to do. And then the third element is consultancy.
Mhm.
So for people that have properties that they don't know what to do with. It might be a tired and old HMO. It might be just a house or whatever. We can go in there, review that, tell them what they could do with it, how much that might cost, what value that would add, what rent they could get, what kind of return they could get, but also what do they want to do? What is their capital? Um, what is their means of capital? Can they afford to do that? Do they might want to sell, etc. So, and obviously that's spawns general refurbs. So you need to add a new kitchen in, or you need to add en suites into this HMO, and then we can
Mhm.
deliver that for those people. Um, and so it all kind of feeds in at
Mhm.
different elements. Um, and that's the summary of kind of what I do.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got this whole ecosystem of property related businesses and um something that I have taken from you is this concept of really optimizing the assets that a lot of assets are we can do so much more with and you are very very good at optimizing the assets. So, um we've obviously had the great pleasure of working together for a whole year. Tell us about the beginning of the year. So, like, what were the kind of headaches, problems that you were experiencing at the beginning?
Um, well, I it was the end of year, first year of Property Elevate.
Hmm.
But so Property Elevate, my obviously like kind of background. It used to be Hop Investments, so we spun out from there. So I had actually quite a lot of retained clients and kind of work in progress. So the first year had been good.
Hmm.
I think I've said it a few times this year. I feel unleashed because it's it was in me, right,
Hmm.
doing what I want to do, like how I would like to do it to some degree.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was good. But heading into year two, I guess there's the elements of growth
Hmm.
and systemizing and that, and then balancing uh, life,
Hmm.
work life
Yeah.
balance is what everybody calls it. So yeah, so it was heading into year one. We had a good first year. Um, had obviously, had a business plan. Obviously, the one page business plan kind of really dilutes that, concentrates that down to like
Hmm.
just, key elements. So obviously, looking at growth, turnover, I'd secured a development, which was due to complete. So obviously there was to deliver that, and then had secured a flip, which was also tenanted, but then to release or to get vacant possession and deliver.
Hmm.
So business wise, there's quite a few things set up, ready
Hmm.
to kind of execute. is the other word. So yes, that was good. But it's the elements of the balancing. What do I do it for? The personal
Hmm.
aspect of it.
Hmm.
So
And how have things progressed as the year has gone on?
um, good, I think. Yeah. So so basically the flip had just completed actually this morning.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
so that's good. And the development, was like a challenge as usual. And as everyone knows, your best laid plans, like condition worse than what you think when you do the strip out. More costs, more headache, but the end
Hmm.
result was really good. And we put that out to let, and we smashed kind of what we thought we could achieve on the units, and then have agreed a sale on that,
Hmm.
which is probably maybe should have completed, but hopefully will complete in January. So that's
Hmm.
almost executed. And then business in terms of that progression, and the business that we've done has been good and kind of on target. Um, so really happy with that. And then, but the other aspect, obviously, from the kind of inner circle is the kind of personal bits,
Hmm.
which obviously that one pace business plan at the start of the year, is also what you want to achieve
Hmm.
personally, which is what's this for.
Hmm.
And as Daniela, my better half, will say, like, you can get tunnel vision. I'm really good at going, right, work, business, right. I live and breathe property, right. That's pretty much a lot. Like, it's kind of my hobby as well. And but to be able to go, right, well, on a weekly basis, rather than just like, okay, business stuff. Um, like holiday, Easter's coming up, right? Yeah, like we do want to go away. Let's go away earlier in the year. Let's reward
Hmm.
ourselves. Also what's happening with Charlie, our son. Those kind of aspects, and actually look putting in targets to hold yourself accountable for. And So actually, I've kind of achieved. Or achieved. Say to Daniela, oh, we've achieved quite a lot this year. But no, we have. We've had those those times away, family time, and that's been good. Also, could do better. The I wanted to run half marathons, and again we did the leads, and then as kind of usual, didn't book in anymore, and then stuff happens, so I haven't managed to kind of do those. So it's kind of like could do better,
I
but
think you're a bit harsh on yourself, Neil. I think it's about progress, isn't it? Progress, not perfection. I think most people in the world probably haven't done a half marathon this year. You have done one. You have booked some family holidays. I think you can give yourself a bit of credit there, Neil. Definitely.
thank you.
So, what's the future look like? Like, what's happening next?
Um, what is the future? Well, the so the obviously you got property elevate, and then I'm doing my other things on the side. So small development or flips, and obviously building assets, as it were.
Hmm.
So that flip completed, and we've immediately in legals on the next one in that area. I've got an assisted sale,
Hmm.
which is I've just got vacant possession on, which I thought would be longer, and that's in really good, not far from the development I did in near Roundhay Moortown.
Hmm.
So that's two flats. Going to turn that back into one nice house.
Hmm.
So basically, planning's going to go in January on that, and then I can't wait to get my teeth into that. Um, Still searching for another couple of flips, and then property elevate. Obviously, I've got quite a lot off market stuff coming through, and a few other bits to do. So basically, push on for the 26. And personally,
Hmm.
Obviously will be well, we sold our house obviously last year, and hopefully by second latter next year to get something nice little project for that. Obviously family holidays, some just time away, etc. And yeah, memories like with Charlie and Daniela and family and friends, and enjoy it really. So and that's what again I've said is like um, I enjoy it. I
Yeah.
think we mentioned. I said I don't Mondays. It's like Mondays aren't dreaded at all. It's like definitely, and the good thing as well. So what I will say is, as much as I'm kind of a workaholic, like I do, Charlie into school, gone into like assemblies and his plays or whatever it is. He's got football on a Saturday. We do football on a Saturday. Sundays like family time. So like weekends are downtime.
Hmm.
I'll still be scrolling right move at times and stuff like that. That's we've all got our addictions. Um, but yeah, so that's that kind of. But Mondays, like crack on, and the week is normally varied to some degree. There's obviously good weeks and bad weeks and stressful times and
Hmm.
everything else, but yeah, it's continue to enjoy what I'm doing on a as much as possible.
Yeah. I think that's magical. I think how many people can honestly say they don't regret, they don't have that Monday morning feeling? And what is kind of has been your mantra really the entire year, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's like basically, I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to enjoy my work and my experiences. I think that's enormously positive. I wish everybody could have that because I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
next business plan was the enjoy the discomfort.
yes.
And so basically, property. Well, look, in anything, if you want to, the bigger the risk, or the bigger the reward, the bigger the risk. And but then in property, people think the rewards are massive, and actually, like that. Well, I guess they can be.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I'll experience the massive rewards
Mhm.
to just kick back and relax somewhere. But it's hard work, right? And it is stressful dealing with contractors, refurbs, clients. Things
Mhm.
don't go right by nature,
Mhm.
and but it's like problem solving, isn't it? And I don't want to give you a parental warning, but stuff happens.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Yes.
uh, Fill in the blank
Yeah.
happens. Um, but actually, it's like overcoming that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I've done it for years for people when obviously the background in property and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, dealing with landlords, telling landlords what to do, etc. Going, if you do this, do that, you're going to get that, and
Mhm.
that working, and doing that for years for people, and then doing it yourself. It's like a new lease of life in a way. To do more of that, to do more of my own projects. Actually, that's the element. But yeah, it's yeah that.
And I think to give you credit, you are like one of your many strengths is you are an incredible problem solver. And uh, I appreciate it, maybe that swan thing of like, paddling furiously underneath the water. But to the outside world, it looks like, you're very composed when you're problem solving. And you are a great problem solver. You are a great, properties are trickier than people realize. All kinds of weird and wonderful things happen unexplainably within properties.
Yeah,
So you're,
it's like like it's like it's like adjusting the part like anything like on a sale or anything. It looks like the sale's going to fall through. It's normally that someone's misunderstood something or they wanted something. I've got something at the moment which is like, can we just clarify what is it that the mortgage provider wants? What is it that
yeah.
we can provide? And there's normally some element of adjustability within that something's not been paraphrased right or whatever it is, and
Mhm.
it's trying to navigate that through. Doesn't always work, and it can be bloody stressful. But yeah, I'm a swan.
You are definitely a swan. So, If somebody was thinking about inner circle, what would you say to them?
Um, so it's obviously not a magic bullet. It depends what you're looking to do. Um, so the inner circle, obviously, there's been nine others, and they're all varied
Hmm.
backgrounds. Um, we have some in property, different sectors of property planning. This year, planning. Uh, Somebody who's done a lot of development, SA, built their own house, doing agency, property management, etc. Myself, but then you got others that have built a company, exited that company,
Hmm.
software, accountancy, etc. So it's a great melting pot to
Hmm.
some degree. I think from my point of view, obviously working, I deal a lot with people, so it's not like it's isolating, but it's great to have um, that. Like when you obviously the initial talks, it was like nine executive directors.
Hmm.
Um, to some degree, it's kind of like that, right? Obviously, we meet up, we have an inner circle, we have the walks, and you can raise kind of potential challenges or problems that you're having,
Hmm.
and hopefully members of the team, let's call them
Hmm.
the team,
Yeah.
um, will be able to help with that. Yeah, so it's kind of been like a sounding board, potentially, and obviously I've hopefully assisted. And I think actually, probably, I mean, I very embedded in what I'm doing. I kind of came into the kind of having a good idea of what I'm doing,
Hmm.
and thought, this is good. Obviously, yourself, your background, and some of the others, and but obviously there's been others within it where they're entering the property space,
Hmm.
having very successful in other areas, but we're looking at forays into it, and had the idea or quite a fixed idea of what they were doing, seemed to
Hmm.
be. Um, and obviously that's changed. And that's partly probably through discussions and etc. And I'd say, well, if you're coming into if you're looking at doing something in property, there's a lot of noise. There's a
Hmm.
lot of people selling courses, and
Hmm.
there's a lot of people that go, it's all money out, done an all money out deal, and
Hmm.
just pay this for this course, and you can do that too. You know, I'd pay that course if I could do it every time,
Hmm.
or any time for that matter. It's harder than that, and there's a lot of noise. So I think, and those have adjusted what they actually were looking at doing
Hmm.
through that. So I think it's good for that point of view. Um, and yeah, just having that soundboard, and I suppose an element of mental health, like to potentially discuss things with people that so maybe a few of them are on Zoom, etc. So you got a bit of a distance to it. So yeah, it's there's been some obviously quite a lot of um, emotional vulnerability, like that surprised me over the year. So yeah, it's been good.
Fantastic. That's music.
Um, I don't know. Is that yeah? What would I say? That
And yeah, and like to acknowledge you as well, like you have added so much value to the group. There's been a lot of people, dealing with like quite complicated things, but like including like quite technical stuff in property. And you've always been like the first person to say, "Look, have you thought about this? This is probably the way that would solve that." So I just want to thank you for that and just to acknowledge that as well. And I know that's made a massive difference to a lot of the guys and girls on the team. It's been amazing. So, Neil, if people are interested in all the work you do with Property Elevate, optimizing the assets, the off-market stuff, potentially just talking about the developments you do as well, what's the best way that they can connect to you?
well, there's Instagram.
Hmm.
Property Elevators on Instagram, or myself, which is Neil underscore Dawkin Property. Um, the Instagram, yeah.
Perfect.
My email. Should I give out my email?
I'll put that in the show notes if you like. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all
and
good.
there's my email,
Yeah,
which is neil.d at propertyelevate.co.uk.
perfect.
Also on Facebook and other good social media platforms. Apart from TikTok, not on TikTok.
Not currently on TikTok, but by the time this comes out, who knows, Neil? The world is a big adventure.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn's the other one. I apologize.
Perfect.
Just Neil Dawkin on LinkedIn.
I shall put that all in the show notes. Thank you very much, Neil. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you this year. You've brought so much value to the group. It's been a lot of fun as well, and the fact that you know, your whole strapline about this year is about, enjoy the discomfort has been, yeah, just been brilliant. It's been fantastic. So thank you very much indeed, Neil.
Thank you, Paul.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to connect with Neil, you've got his details. I'll put them in the show notes. Thank you very much for listening. Keep well, and we'll speak very soon.